All right, greetings family. This is Bomani Tamba. Welcome to our Africa Heritage Tours conference call for January 14th, 2018. And it's a beautiful Sunday, and our conference call duration is from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to estimated 8 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. All right, and my goal is to go over all of the details for our upcoming tours this year. The main focus is our Ghana tour, and I've sent the email detail for our conference call to everyone on the email list. And this is literally 100% of all of the details to get you prepared and clear for the tour. You literally have access to everything in front of you. Everything that we're going over is all of the details you see attached and all of the information on the website, along with this documentation on Facebook and YouTube. All right, and what I want to do is just go through the just the details of the attachments. Everyone, when you get emails from me, most of the emails have attachment with important documents. And in this case, the first attachment is the departure reminder list, and that is the same information that is on the tour link on their website, africafortheafricans.org. When you go to Ghana Tour May 2018. That list is the last of the 10 articles on there. And the departure reminder list represents the 30 key points of just what we have gone over as far as important information to get you prepared to leaving. It also serves as a checkpoint, so literally 2 months before you leave, you definitely want to go through the list in full details. And we'll also go into that list, all 30 points, on a later conference call. But these are the things that help you get prepared. Everything that we thought about over the last 11 years, we put on that list as far as a summary check sheet. The second one is the flight schedule options. The last call I talked about our connection into Amsterdam, and also I talked about the options for if someone literally do not want to go to Amsterdam, or in situations like that. We attach the details to give you a clarity as far as the flight schedule. There is a direct flight from JFK, New York on Delta Airlines to Ghana. It does not work good with our schedule, and it's only available 4 times a week. So it is almost impossible to plan around, and then that schedule changes. So the schedule that we have is a permanent schedule. The flight on KLM Airlines in Amsterdam that takes us to Ghana, it's a flight that over the last 11 years, that flight has always left either 2:30 or 3:30 or somewhere in that time frame. So that's a consistent schedule that we can plan journeys around. And most of the journeys we plan, they're 1 to 2 years ahead of time. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have to keep on changing schedules. All right, but nevertheless, for certain people convenience, that's what we have that way. Because one of the questions you'll get is, why don't we fly this way? Why don't we do this? The reason why we don't do that is because we can't accommodate 100% of our group. We have people coming from different parts of the West Coast, so it works out easy to where we have everyone on connection flights from the U.S. going to Amsterdam, and same way back. And then Delta does most of your U.S.-based flight. Third attachment is the tour overview. The tour overview is also on the tour link. It just represents the breakdown of the price for the tour, and also what's included and the different regions or different locations around the country that we're traveling to, and then the main highlights. Itinerary is a full day-to-day. The itinerary has been adjusted to where we spend the first 4 days in Accra. Then we spend 3 days in the Brong-Ahafo region, in the center of the country. Then 2 days in Kumasi, then the final 3 days in Cape Coast, Elmina at One Africa. So it's spaced out to where we have more time, less moving around. All right, and then the last attachment I have is basically one of my presentations for Africa Tours and Investment, where that's my introduction. It has the tour details as far as the flow of the tour. It talks about investments and talks about opportunities in general there in Ghana. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through some of that. I think that's the only thing I didn't go through because we didn't have it attached last time. And it's a 20-page PowerPoint presentation, so I'm literally not going to go through a whole lot of it. I want to use this to talk about some of the previous tours I've taken to the African continent. The first Africa journeys I had in my introduction is Senegal, March 2004. Then I went to Egypt in April 2004, a journey led by Dr. Renoko Rashidi. Senegal and South Africa in May of 2005. Then I did Senegal, South Africa, and Kenya, November 2005. The Gambia in May 2006. And those are the 5 journeys that I took before I initially started traveling to Ghana. Now, in December 2006 was our first initial journey after we started a company, Africa for the Africans, in October 2006. So it was 8 of us on that first magical journey. And that was just an inspiration of this from the study groups and just watching so much videos about Africa that literally had to just make it something practical. So that energy transformed into us building this business and building that foundation. From there, we started doing annual tours every October. So 2007, for 10 years, it remained the biggest tour that we ever did. It was 42 of us at that time. And we weren't able to pass that until the last previous tour. It was 43 of us for Ghana, Togo, Benin, November 2017. But back to the October journeys. The October journeys went from 2007, 2008, 2009 when we added Togo, Benin for the first time. Then the July and October of 2011. Since the 2010 journey, we just basically rescheduled October 2010 to July 2011. Then we continue with the October journey from October 2011 to October 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then the last year I started a fresh new schedule. So we have in May, Ghana only, all 4 regions. In July, we do Brazil. Then this year in November 2018, doing Ethiopia and an optional Tanzania. And then the following year in November 2019, we have South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. The Botswana and Zimbabwe is just one-day trips because you're in the center of where 4 countries are. The other country in that group is Namibia, but we don't have anything scheduled to go there. And plus, we don't have enough time. And so that is their new schedule where we just do straight up Ghana every May, Brazil or somewhere tropical like that every July, and alternate between East Africa and Southern Africa every other year in November. So that's our new flexible schedule, especially for those who have traveled us over the years and are open to this viewing other parts of Africa or want to check out the connection in Brazil. So let's have those things highlighted. Our foundation and our business, one of the things I always talk about is just that inspiration from Marcus Garvey, studying his work, the philosophies and opinion, and also this connecting with the flow of this Marcus Garvey and Kwame Nkrumah, this 3 incredible Pan-Africanists. Studying their work brought me to where we are as far as this making this journey more than just a tour journey and making it more than just us just traveling to Africa. It's built into a focus of the wonderful things that we can do in Ghana in the future. So that's why we talk about investments and repatriation and nation building, because these 3 incredible Pan-Africanists that gave their life to an incredible future where they saw our people living and doing business in Africa. So it's in the light of our ancestors and the work they've done, we wanted to continue to work. So in the presentation, let's talk about these things as far as where the energy came from, and ultimately, when you get to the point here in America to where you start just looking at your career and looking at certain things in your life, and you realize that what's the main purpose of you getting up and dedicating your life to this being a modern day slave in America. So through all these conscious connections, I realized that we can build a program in Africa, and that's what this presentation is about. As I go past the tour part and literally connecting to things about what Kwame Nkrumah talked about as far as preserving a country like Ghana to where you build a manufacturing base and you connect with other African nations and we're doing things together. So our program definitely is a smaller scale program. It's not, in the light of this all the things that's going on with African people globally. But it's definitely a source of how we keep our folks connected to the continent directly. And there's many things that we do this in and outside of the tour beyond that. One of the biggest things that we talked about is generated world of this communal living and how we're going to be a part of the future of building the continent. So when I say that we're going up to Techiman, the Brahmapura region, that opens up your world to sustainable living. It opens up your world to what our ancestors talk about, how we can come together and build the things that we need. Going to Africa and just living in the main cities, not changing much of the dynamics in the long run. So you also see that energy on the journey itself. And like I talk about, we're only spending 4 days in the capital city. And if I was able to work it anymore, I could have just removed one more day. But, we have to think about the outside, right? Some of the points I make out on here is as far as advantage of doing business in Ghana, also the rich cultural environment. That's one of the main points that draw me to a country like Ghana when we think about the family structure in America and how it has completely collapsed. And, when you think about families and nation building, I think about a country like Ghana where, I was always impressed when I went there the first time in December 2006 and I stayed back with a family and I was able to connect with other people and I started to see how families and how people move and, it just reminded me of what we should be about, as far as family just working in the most efficient way. There's an unlimited amount of business opportunities in even the higher level of science, engineering, agriculture, and technology. When I first got to Ghana, it was a complete different world than it is now. And the things I just mentioned, science, engineering, agriculture, and technology, have taken off to a different level. So companies that have been able to get in on the ground floor to where they've been able to get land and build their enterprise, they're doing well in the country. Abundant of variety of natural resources, from shea butter to cocoa to even we talk about the crafts from kente cloth to all the crafts that's made in the country. It makes it to where Ghana is just a straight cultural country where if you're looking to do import, export, and things like that, you can connect into that world. And one of the biggest things is the low cost of living and starting a business. So for those who are retired, your money go a lot further. For those who are transferring their business or just selling certain properties and they're looking to get land and do different projects here in Ghana, it opens up your world. And one of the things you always want to recommend whenever you're looking to do any of these business ventures in a country like Ghana is to just really be conscious about the culture, know who you're dealing with, have the form of reference. And during our business investment conference, the majority of people you're going to connect with is people that we have known over a period of time and we have good relationships with them. And we keep a tight circle to where we know who we're dealing with. That way we don't have issues where people are taking money from our folks when they're looking to get land or looking to do business. All those things doesn't work out good. When those things happen, I just destroy the energy of just us building for the future in Africa. So I personally refuse to just do anything unless we're going to do it to where, we're going to do it properly. So that's the only way I've operated since we started doing business and connecting to Africa. And over the years, I've seen many folks come and go, but, we have to be about our business. And there's so many people that we can connect and network there in the country to make this thing really work. All right, and we talk about cooperatives, connotate collectivism, and promote nation-building systems for success. And, capitalism is part of the world we live in. I just point that out to let our folks know that us connecting and working together, that's how repatriation will work. And it reduces the cost of living, and it puts you into a situation where you can work toward, where you're in Ghana and you have the resources and energy to do the things that you want to do in the country. You're not there stagnant or there where you can't really make the moves you need to make because, you don't have what you need and, other people are not willing to work with you. But that's what I like about Ghana, because you have that energy of that world. So most of us, if we have certain game plans and things going on, we have other people there that's from the same parts of the African diaspora that we're from, America and the Caribbean islands. And, they're looking to connect with us and make some things happen. All right, there's a lot of things that I can talk about on this presentation. It goes into that whole world of my introductions, living, traveling, and doing business there in Ghana. So let me close on that part, and I'm going to just navigate back over to the website. And just want everyone to know that when you're on your laptop or desktop, you'll be able to access the MP3 player and also the slideshow. If you're on a phone or tablet, it just shows in mobile mode, to where that's eliminated, because the MP3 player and the slideshow will, the phones and the tablet don't have enough power to really run those effectively. So just want to point it out. So while you're on the site, you go down to the main menu, and you see all of our wonderful tours there. So I want everyone to click on Ghana Made, get back to the list of tour information. I'm on the list, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop to take some questions, and then I'm going to go through the visa details, and then we can go through some more questions. But the visa information is the most important information right now, as everyone needs to start working on their visa. Everyone that I've committed to the journey, I've already sent you a flight itinerary, and I already reserved a ticket on Delta Airlines. So everyone else that's not confirmed on the journey, just reach out to me so we can be clear on what airport you need a ticket from, get a deposit from you, and send you a flight itinerary so we can start processing these visas. All right, so everyone, we're open for questions, so press *6 to unmute yourself. Or if you press the mute button on your phone, just unmute yourself and let me know what questions you have based on what I've talked about a little while ago, especially those attachments on the email, and then the details on the main menu of the website. All right, it's *6 to unmute yourself, and I'm hoping that a few people have questions. The details are sent via email is for you to process. You write questions down, that way we can go through everything so everything can be clear. Because this is a fast-paced journey. When we're there, we're on the move, so most of these things need to be clear up, including pre-orientation before we physically leave. So this is always a good time to talk about the tour details. And also for those who just don't want to talk about it on the conference call, you can call me anytime. We can go through it. The most important thing is for us to go through it and everything to be clear. That way we don't have any problems or issues, or we don't have anyone slowing any other people down because they're not clear on certain things. So line is open. Just give me state your name and where you're calling from and your question.
My name is Rosalind.
Rosalind, go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling from Virginia, and I just found your website. I have been looking at repatriation to Ghana, really starting early, after I retire. And I found your website, so I apologize for not signing up and getting all of the information. Like, I just found it and called in. So I'll fill out the information, and maybe you can send the documents to me.
All right, cool. That's no problem. That's no problem. So I guess you haven't seen any of the details, but let me know if you have any questions or...
Well, I do have one question. If I decide to do the May 22nd to June 4th, 2019 trip, when do I have to start, getting my monies to you and, getting the forms going? I take it like now.
The 2019 journey, you have time. We start collecting deposits physically about a year before the journey starts. And if you want to make something before that, that's fine. Everything is set for you to pace yourself. And so the good thing about it, you're in good start. That's the best thing you can do when you do these journeys, is to start early. There's so much that goes into it. And you find out that you get a better experience by just processing all of the information and going through the conference calls and things like that in that 6 months or a year time frame.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, next person, what is your name? Where you calling from and your question? Area code 917, you have a question?
No, I'm
Hello?
Bomani.
All right, let me mute you then. Your line is unmuted.
Brother Bomani.
All right, go ahead. Give your name. Where you calling from and your question?
My name is Daniel Squires, and I'm calling from New Jersey. I'm here with my 3 sons, and this is the first time we're calling in. They're between the ages of 20 and 23. And they're curious to know if you're associated with any youth groups that they can get involved with any African youth during the course of the tour.
I would say absolutely yes. We do have connections of people they can connect with. But they're not exactly young. When you talk about youth, I'm thinking you're talking about teenagers. They're, you said 20-something, so they're grown folks, so they can connect into the world of Pan-Africanism. I mean, Ghana is that Pan-Africanist country that a lot has been done through, and a lot more needs to be done. So they're in the perfect place.
We had looked online, and we had saw an organization called Africa Youth Connect 2017. They had a forum where they had more African leaders come out than any other conference they had within recent times. And they were curious to know if you were involved or associated with them in any way.
Not at all. Most of what we do is just independent. To make things work the way it work, where we can trust people and things like that, we just put together our own crew. So all the people that you drive around the country and meet, the people who own the lodges, the business, and that's our energy. And I know of other people and movements, but what we do is literally just independent, and we are always open to connecting with any other groups of brothers and sisters dealing with Pan-Africanism in the spirit of just nation building, and us doing what we need to do to be independent and break away from this system.
Understood.
That's perfect. So definitely looking forward to connecting with you and them with all the energy we got going on in Ghana.
We spoke previously, and we'll speak again, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, Danny. I definitely remember our conversation.
Okay, great. We'll be talking again soon.
Absolutely, brother.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, anybody else have any questions before I move on to the next segment of things? All right, so I'm on the Ghana tour for May 2018. So once I click on our Ghana visa, I'm just going to go through all of the Ghana visa in detail. All right, once you click on the Ghana visa link, it'll say requirements to obtain a visa for entry into Ghana. So the type of visa that we're all going to use is tourist visa. That's what we're doing. We're doing a tour into the country, and our hosts are owners of hotels. So that completes our qualification to travel as a tourist, which is the simplest visa to get always. So, and for those who are thinking about living and doing business in the country, you get a tourist visa. Is how everybody starts, and that should be the only thing that you're thinking about for now until you're ready to make a move. But we have more than enough people there at the business conference who have been through that same process where they started traveling to the country as a tourist. Next thing you know, they got their residency, and next thing you know, they became a citizen. The process of the visa is based on 2 applications. So once you fill out the first application, you're going to sign and date it, and then you're going to copy it. 2 main things that you want to focus on the visa is a single entry and a multiple entry. Single entry is good for 3 months, and it costs $60. So in that case, if you get a single entry visa, once you fly into Ghana and you leave, that visa is finished. So you have to get that 2 months before you leave, because if you get it 4 months before you leave, the visa will be expired before you get to the country. And in that case, you're going to be stuck in the line paying for a visa on arrival, which is like $150, and they still give you a single entry. 2 passport size or style photo on both applications, staple it. Put in a flight itinerary. So everyone we have locked in for the journey, you have already received your flight itinerary. So print that out, put in the package. Another thing that you have to put in there is either a bank statement or a letter from the bank, and that's just a reference to show that you're a real person, and it has to match up with other information, address and things like that. So what I usually do in that case, I just usually just print the first page of a bank statement with all my details, and then just put it in the package. The other visa is the multiple entry, so that's $100 US, and it's good for anywhere from 1 to 5 years. So everyone that's on the tour right now, you can literally apply for your Ghana visa and apply for multiple entry right now without doing any kind of wait. Remember, when you're doing this, you want to put the postal money order in the package. No cash, no checks, anything like that. They will return it for anything beyond you following any of the directions. Even something as simple, they will send the package back. And on the requirements to talk about yellow fever, well, yellow fever is just a recommendation, but you do not put your yellow fever card or copy in the package. It's not required to do that. If they do need to see it, you have to show it at point of entry into Ghana. All right. Also, when you're doing these visa process, make sure your passport has 6 months remaining on it before you leave the country, before your date to leave the country. So if you know it's getting close, you have time. I would just recommend just get another passport or a new passport. On the visa requirements, it will tell you where to send the application, and also the information is on the application where to send it. So I have the consular section, 3512 International Drive, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20008. Right. So when you're doing this visa process, when you take it to the post office, remember that you have to put a prepaid return envelope along with all of the documents that's required in the package. And the most important thing you have to do, you have to put your U.S. passport in there, and the visa is going to be put in your passport. Because I've gotten like several calls, like people like, they send my passport back, I don't have my visa. That's because visas are attached inside of their passport. So that's the only thing you're going to get in that envelope is just your passport and maybe just a receipt. So the prepaid return envelope, I would just recommend priority mail or any kind of 2 or 3 day mail. And so when you send it out, it gets there 2 to 3 days, and the returns come back in 2 to 3 days. And it's going to take about 3 days, 2 to 3 days there at the embassy or consulate. And so you're looking at anywhere from 7 to 10 days, just regular days, not including just, not business days or anything. That's 7 to 10 regular days. So literally, if you mail it off on a Monday, you're looking at getting it back the following Monday to Thursday. And also on the visa requirement, it's going to ask about contacts. When you scroll down to the bottom of the visa requirement page, whether the email is sent to you or whether it's the website, it will list some additional details to complete your application. So the 2 contact information we have is the manager at Michelin, and then we have Director Imacus at One Africa Resort. All right, so you can just copy that information just word for word. That should be the only thing that you would need, that is those contact information. Everything else is based on the confirmation number from your itinerary to put on the application. And beyond that, all other fields and details on the application is just your personal information. So when you fill out the application, don't leave anything blank. If a form is irrelevant, just put non or NA. All right, so it's literally all of the Ghana visa details. What I'll do is just open up for questions. Everyone, you've been sent the Ghana visa email. Line is open. Let me know if you have any questions. Just press *6, and we can go through anything for clarity.
Amity here.
Greetings, Amity.
Hey, question about the visa, the applications. Where would we get that? Do you have the information that you may have attached that I might have missed?
Yes, Amity. Thanks for your question. Now, the details for the visa is on the email. When you read in the requirements, number 11 said submit the following documents, and it'll say complete visa application form. Once you click on the link, it'll just open up, and you'll have the PDF forms you can print, and then you can just fill out. If there's a way you can pull it off by typing it, then you can type it also.
And is there a deadline for the full balance?
Yes, the full balance, the deadline is 2 months before we leave. So we're leaving, we're set to leave May 23rd. What I sent in some emails was either March 15th or April 1st. So April 1st will be the final deadline. We can always work on arrangements, and also we have another tour for May 2019, and we have other tours. So for those who don't make it or need extra time, we can always transfer you to another tour without any loss of cash. All right, and let me know if you have another question, Amity.
No, I think you answered it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Wesley, I see your line open. Do you have a question?
Yes, Bomani. On the application for Ghana entry for line F, contact person in Ghana, we put both contact persons, the manager of the hotel, and the other person's name.
And it should give you. It should have option for 2 names.
Right.
Let me pull up one of these applications real quick. The new application is new as of like a few months ago, so the old application always had 2. So let me just confirm and verify with you. All right, perfect. It shows 2. It shows a name of hotel / guest in Ghana. That's 1. And on the other side, I'm talking about number 5. You on the right side, which is 5F, it gives you another contact. So you can also use the details below and fill out the hotel manager's name and address, town, region in Ghana, and it's all right there on the visa page on the website on the Ghana tour May 2018.
Right. So for the manager on line G, where it says G, should it be the same? Should it be the different manager or the manager and then use the same address for the hotel address, or just use a different manager or contact person?
You have 2 contact persons, so name, the person's name and the hotel that they run on the first line, and then their street address, city, region, and telephone number. And then on the other side, you just do the same thing for the other person's name, the director of One Africa, or I should say one is the manager of Michelin. Are you looking at the application?
Yeah, I'm looking directly at the application. I understand. So it's going to be 2 different addresses, 2 different managers.
Exactly. So, and also, do you see the names? Do you see where the names are on the website, or the
Correct.
email that was sent?
Correct.
The contact.
I do see that.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, and that's all you have to do. So the region there in Accra is called Greater Accra or Accra region, and where Amicus at, it's called Central Region.
Okay. One more question. Can you white out on this form or no whiteout?
When I do these forms, to save myself, everything is perfect. So that's why I type everything up.
Okay.
But you'll be able to get away with it. But I would say to spend the time to get it done correctly, so it looks neat and organized. And when you send it to them, they don't put your stuff in the other pile.
Right. So I'll just print out another page.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, excellent.
All right, perfect. All right, right now I'm trying to get questions. See if anyone have any questions about the visa process. And then looking for general questions based on the information that we sent via email with all the attachments. So if no one really have any questions, that means everybody's clear on the details. And literally, if anyone have questions or want to talk about anything, you can really just reach out to me and talk with me. But we just have these calls really to answer questions and have an open forum. But all right, since we have a few more minutes and we don't have a lot of questions, I'm going to go to a few additional information. All right, so I am turning to the YouTube page. Now the YouTube page represents what we practically try to do at the highest level, which is to document every single thing that we do there in Ghana over the years. So you'll see a lot of videos, and you'll see us in so many different parts of Ghana, but I would, again, to say, be clear on the itinerary that you have so you know what we're doing, because a lot of the things we are not going to do, because on tour I've been to 6 regions and we're going to 4 regions, and certain things are so much different in different regions. Based on my traveling to Ghana, what we have is based on the best itinerary I can really put together to share with my brothers and sisters, to really just get a good feel and connection with the country. So the YouTube page, it's youtube.com/Bomani2007, or you can just use my name, Bomani Tyehimba, and you'll find me on YouTube. And I'll just recommend to subscribe to the page. That way, whenever I upload these interviews or conference calls, you just get a message and you can just check it out. I do spend a good amount of time editing all conference calls so they're clear for anyone else that needs to listen to it back again, or people who missed it. Once you get to the YouTube page, it's broken up into playlists. So what I try to do with the playlist is uploads. It's just all of our general uploads. You click on that, that's give you access to the over 1,100 videos. Next you have is the Brazil Africa Roots Tour, July 2017. So that's a highlight showing you all of the things that we did on that journey and all of the things that we have set for 2018. So, and then the relative photos for everything that I'm talking about, any previous tours, is going to be on our Facebook page. And you just go to albums and you'll see this list of albums for like 12 years of Africa tours that I've done, and many, many galleries. Below that, Ethiopia tour, May 2017. So we have a November 2018 journey to Ethiopia, and these are all of the highlights of everywhere that we went to that we're going to do on that itinerary. So I was able to, get a lot of documentation and really just put together the video list to where you get a feel for everything that that we have on the itinerary. The Best of Ghana tour, May 2017. Wonderful, just one of the best journeys that we have ever done, and looking to just start compiling more of the videos for the different tours, because so much videos are all logged into the whole upload system. So I'm just literally going to be creating more and more playlists, especially looking to create one for the November 2017 Ghana journey and Togo and Benin once I start uploading those videos. Ghana tour conference calls and interviews. Over the last few years, every conference call and interviews that I've done, just have it on there. Most of them are audio based. Some of them are video based, but nevertheless, make it to where you can just, we just go to something different from how we do conference call, and just, do this either traditional or non-traditional interviews. But the goal is to always go to, as much of the information as possible, especially the preparation and the clarity of those process of, getting yourself ready, organized, and traveling to Africa. Right. Next one below is Ghana Repatriation and Investment Conference. So all the conference that we've done over the last several years with all this important and powerful information as far as how you get yourself organized to live, do business, and invest in a country like Ghana is all on that playlist. And myself use it also because it's whenever you at a conference like this for 2 hours, you have so much people. You have several people presenting information, and they're all coming from certain angles of importance for those of us from the African diaspora that's interested in building a future in Ghana. So it's virtually impossible to watch all these videos, but just navigate and check out the things that's relevant or what you're looking for. Got Ghana tour member feedback. Over the years, I've just put a lot of the tour feedback videos from different people, reflections as far as their transformation and different things that they see, and it's just. Now, for those who haven't been on a journey, it's it's definitely good to hear what other people feel. Ghana school supply. So when we're in the country, we go to about 3 to 4 different schools. We try our best to go to one in every region and just show love and just build a program around that. So Africa Diaspora Sustainable Repatriation Community. So when we go to Techima in the Brongafo region, these are the videos that are the videos of Nunet Benu village land, and she still has quarter of an acre property, and you can get that property for 500 plus. I don't know if she went up with the price, but that's the best price because you're so far out. And then you'll see the video of our repatriation community, the land that we have that we cleared all paperwork and all payments last year. So we just have to put together some blueprints and start building what will be the future headquarters of Africa for the Africans, Bomani technology, and also our contributions to the repatriation energy of assisting our brothers and sisters to come home and creating opportunities for, especially for our younger generation, to get into the world of sustainable living and this nation building in general. So when we get there to the land, we'll do a general presentation. We'll go on the land that we have acquired, and we have a few people there that's going to be doing work around the property. So interview them and record the details, and try to just share as much as possible as we can in that light. It's something that I don't expect everyone to just see right away. It's definitely visionary stuff, but when you think about communal living, sustainability, you are thinking about what we're looking at, land further out, a little bit elevated up from the town, and then there's a quiet community. There's two nice villages by there where they have came by and showed us love as far as welcome, celebration, and so on. So so these are things we just make sure we document, go back and look at it, and also share, so everyone can see the vision of what we're looking to build. Because our goal is to do business beyond tours. It's really just in the light of nation building, and it's just our way of doing nation building by doing this concept of business and tours. All right. Below that, another playlist is the African Holocaust Dungeons in Ghana. I might modify that terminology because I have some incredible videos of us in forts in Benin, as we document that history of the transatlantic European slave trade to our journey in Benin. But these videos are predominantly this Elmina and Cape Coast Holocaust dungeons. Sometimes we do both dungeons. Lately, we just do one because we have a better way to do it, because we can do an incredible presentation in one dungeon instead of rushing through two, which is what happened in 06 when we tried to do two, and it's hot, and so you'll see more of Cape Coast than anything else. And that's the last playlist on the actual main page. But if you click on playlists from my actual YouTube channel, you'll see a lot more playlists. And you only can set like 10 playlists. So I'm looking to generate more playlists, but the most relevant ones I'll keep on the main page. So that's my world of video documentation. I've been doing it since 2004 when I first went to Africa and Senegal, and I've never stopped. So every single thing I've ever done in Africa, I've documented. Some of those videos, they're on videotape, or I think we just converted all of them to DVD over the years. But we just rather just put fresh stuff up on YouTube. So once the YouTube age kicked in, I didn't bother just putting up old information. I just started traveling to different countries and putting up new footage. So I look to do some fresh footage again in 2018, and do some of the footage a little bit different, and then just keep things going. So I'm going to switch over from YouTube and click on Facebook. Facebook page is facebook.com/Bomani, and once you get on the page, just click on photos. My personal page is set to where I have all of my journeys there that I've taken in the African continent. Mainly started with the Ghana years. You may see some old footage in there, who knows. But family, that's all of the documentation on the website, the Facebook, and YouTube page, and all of the information that we have sent via email. So I want to open things up for final questions, and then we'll close, and we'll keep in touch with everyone. All right, so the line is open. If you have any questions, just give your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
Amity here.
Greens, Amity, what's your question?
I guess the toys for donation, the supplies. We're packing all of that as well, right, with us.
Yes, exactly. For those who are looking to bring school supplies, one of your bags. So depends on how much you have. But what that does is it saves you space, because once you get rid of supplies, you have additional space to put additional things to return.
Okay. All right.
Excellent. All right, everyone. The line is open for questions. So just unmute yourself and actually give your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
Brother Bomani, this
Go ahead.
is Dennis here again.
Go ahead, Danny.
Do you have any of the in any of your videos? Do you have pictures or recordings of any of the experiences you had in any of the schools while you were there?
Yeah, too much.
Oh yeah.
Got about a good 50 footage. Let me see. The playlist on YouTube. There's a playlist for school supplies and donations, and it should be updated as of the last journey in May. So several of the other journeys before that, it's all in there. And what I'll do is, I think I have you on Facebook, right? I'll shoot you a Facebook link.
Okay.
So it shows presentation from the children, shows me thanking everyone for us putting the money together and putting school supplies together and things and so on. It's been very touching. It just shows you what we can do as a people. That's just one of the minimum things that we as a people can do in our returning to the land of our ancestors, is to make contributions to our children. Because one of the things that I always talk about is when I first went to Ghana, one of my second trip, I want to say it was October 2007. I went into the orphanage for the first time, Trinity, the orphanage that we have gone every year after that, nonstop, and they had, the children didn't have no black dolls. They didn't have no black dolls, so I kidnapped all the white dolls and got rid of them, and we came back in loads with black dolls ever since, continuously, to all of the schools. But it's part of the confusion of our children. So sometimes we may see someone from Ghana comes here, and we wonder why that person is so into white people. Yeah, but that's because the missionaries have done a good job on invading the country and then loading up with things that look like them to and so on and so on. Now we don't have to get into it, but it's something very special for me, because I remember when we were children. I don't think we knew anything about what the difference of something that was black or white was. As a matter of fact, I'm almost sure none of us did when we were children growing up in Jamaica.
At least not the islands.
Yeah, I remember a doll was a doll, a toy was a toy. That was it. So, now that I've gone to the world of this Pan-African world, I just want to share and for us to keep on doing things that's going to impact our children globally.
Understood. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Bomani?
Go ahead.
Amity. This is changing the subject, but are there any meals included with the entire trip?
Yes. It's 2 meals a day. Breakfast is included, which is provided by the hotel, and this is considered continental breakfast, and that's usually available at 7 o'clock in the morning every day. And then we do a gourmet dinner at 7 o'clock in the evening. We either have dinner at the hotel, or in a few nights we literally just go out. So okay. I have that for the most part listed, whether we eat at the hotel or there, but both meals are covered. And the only meal that's not covered, the only thing that's not covered is your lunch and then the $50 group tips. Other than that, the package covers everything else.
Okay, and that group tip is given up front, I guess. Is that at arrival?
Oh, yes, when we
the
get
gratuity?
there.
Yeah, okay. Now the breakfast, how long does that last? Is that 7 to what?
7 to 8 o'clock, because literally about 8 o'clock, everybody needs to get themselves organized to start boarding the bus, so we can leave about 8:30. We usually call 8 o'clock ready time when the bus is ready, and give about 30 minutes to get everybody boarded and make sure that everything is good before we leave the hotel.
And there's a 6 a.m. Morning call?
Yes,
wake-up call?
For the first few days, I would just do basic 6 o'clock wake-up call, and for those who are set to do morning exercise, we tell them just get organized and be downstairs by the pool area at 6:15 for morning exercise. We have yourself and a few other people, and hoping that we can work it out to where we just have a volunteer to do morning exercise every day, split between the 3 to 4 different people that showed interest in doing it.
Okay. Trying to think of my other questions. I got a ton of them.
Oh, perfect. Just write them down, read them off.
One question about the mosquitoes. Is it really bad during the daytime?
No, mosquitoes are not that bad in the daytime. It's mainly just in the nighttime when you just can't really see them, and especially if you spray yourself up with a whole bunch of sweet stuff, they're going to be coming at you. So it's usually
Got you. So no Bath and Body Works, no sweet smelling stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can wear it and nothing happens to you. It just all depends. But I would say do something more neutral, including lotions as much as possible, and then then just if you have a dress or a skirt on, just watch out for your legs, and then and things like that. But for the most part, I don't think that they're that bad in Ghana. There's many places here, especially here in Georgia. They're like, for me personally, they're worse. Like if I go to my backyard right now, I get lit up.
Yeah, me too. I'm usually the one that gets eaten up all the time.
And so we get you some natural spray, some burnt bee. Or anything with some natural fragrance in it, and then just get your spray on, and when we go out, you should be fine.
Okay.
And everybody, the line is still open for another 5 minutes. So I just want to get as many questions as possible. Everybody's shy tonight.
Bomani, the seats. As far as economy going international is not like your normal economy, flying domestic, right?
The economy is the same economy as flying domestic. What the option you do have is you can upgrade to economy comfort, which give you an extra 6 inches of legroom space. And once we pay for your ticket in full and you get your Ghana booking 2 months before you leave, you can literally go in there and you can change seats, and also you can upgrade to economy comfort or first class. But what we cover is just straight up economy reservations, so to guarantee everyone has an actual seat in the flight.
Okay.
And also the economy comfort. It's hard for me to give a price because I remember the price went from, it was like $10 a leg. Well, I think that's domestic touring. But anyway, it could be $10 to $100 per leg as far as you upgrade to economy comfort. And I guess other advantage of that, you'll be in the front of the plane instead of stuck in the back like myself. I'm always in the back. But
yeah, I always thought the economy on the international flight were a little bit better than the domestic flight.
Yeah, the plane is you do get a little more space, and you have 2 aisles because they're big aircraft, 767, 777 Airbus 330 planes that have about 200 to about 300 seats.
Okay.
How long?
Rosalind, go ahead.
Yes. How long is the flight from? I guess if I went out of from New York to Amsterdam.
All right. The flights from the East Coast is going to be about 8 to 8.5 hours, maybe 9 in some cases for some of us, to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam our flight is 6.5 hours.
Okay, thank you.
All right, perfect. So 8.5, 6.5. So we're looking at total flight 15 hours. And then you have several hours layover there in Amsterdam. So your whole flight segment end up being about less than 24 hours, about 22 hours or so.
Okay.
Where do you normally get your travel insurance?
Passport USA. All right, let me Give me a second. Let me pull up the link real quick so I can make sure I give you the right link. On the departure reminder list, it's number 22. It's passporthealthusa.com. So they do travel insurance, and also they do any medical or any kind of just general travel needs. They will cover you.
All right, got it.
All right, so I guess everyone else is going to hold their questions hostage. All right, so family, I appreciate everybody's time. It's a beautiful Sunday. Once again, this is Bomani Tamba, and I'm here available if you have any questions, you want to talk or go through anything. For the next 4 months, I'm looking forward to just getting back to Ghana and making a move. So I'm actually just, I've been tempted to start even packing my bags. It's an incredible world there in Ghana, and I just look forward to the future to see when we get things more in place to be more on the level of, straight up this enterprise and living, doing business there, and just connecting to the other parts of Africa. So family, everyone, enjoy your night. You take care, and I'll connect back with you on the next conference call, which will be February 18th, which is 5 weeks from today.